Hello world, how are you all doing out there tonight? Now, the articles that you see are talking about the regeneration of cells. Now tonight I'm just going to read one particular article. Now you can go back and look up the other ones that I show at the beginning of the show. But for this particular episode, we're going to read from the Yale News. Yale developed a technology that restores cells, organ functions in pigs after death. Alright? So, this first paragraph, we're going to start right here. Within minutes of the final heartbeat, a cascade of biochemical events triggered by a lack of blood flow, oxygen, and nutrients begins to destroy a body's cell and organs. Alright, but a team of Yale scientists has found that a massive and permanent cellular failure doesn't have to happen so quickly. So they're slowing the process. Not to say that it's not going to happen, it's inevitable, but at this point in time, we're able to slow the process. Alright, so using the technology the team developed that delivers a special designed cell protective fluid to organs and tissue, the researchers restore blood circulation and other cellular functions in pigs a full hour after their deaths. Can you believe that? Wow. That's amazing. To actually take this particular fluid, I guess a serum, and it restores the circulation in the cells or within the walls of your blood vessels, or it gets that unclogged pipe. That's amazing. The findings may help extend life of human organs during surgery and expand availability of donor organs. I can see that being a very beneficial thing for humanity, to be able to prolong the organs enough for transplants or for people that would need it. Now, what's your opinion on that? Would you think that's something that would be done morally right? I'm sure there would be some bad actors, but for the greater good, I believe there's something that will help out humanity. Let me know. All right, what's next? All cells do not die immediately. There is a more protracted series of events, said David. Yep. Associate research scientist in neuroscience and Yale School of Medicine and co-lead author of the study. It is a process in which we can intervene, stop, and restore some cellular functions. He said some, not all. So let's dig into it. The research builds upon an earlier Yale-led project that restored circulation and certain cellular functions in the brain of a dead pig within technology dubbed Brain X, published back in 2019. The study and the new one were led by the lab of Yale's Nenade, I'm not going to pronunciate the last name probably right, the Harvard and Kate Cushing, professor of neuroscience and professor of comparative medicine, genetics, and psychiatry. Okay. If we are able to restore certain cellular functions in the dead brain, an organ known to be more susceptible to ischemia, an adequate blood supply, we hypothesize that something similar could also be achieved in other vital transplantable organs, I guess like the kidneys, lungs. Yeah. So in the new study, which involved senior author, all of these listed colleagues, you can go ahead and read them yourself. The researchers applied a modified version of Brain X called Organ X. They renamed it to the whole pig, right? The technology consists of a perfusion device similar to the heart and lung machines they have in hospitals, which do the work of the heart and lungs during surgery, and an experimental fluid containing compounds that can promote cellular health and suppress inflammation throughout the pig's body. Cardiac arrest was induced in an anesthetized pig, I guess I said that right, which were treated with Organ X an hour after death. All right, so it said containing particular compounds, but they said what those compounds were, huh? Now, 6 hours after the treatment of organ X, the scientists found that certain key cellular functions were active in many areas of the pig's bodies, including the heart, liver, and kidneys, and that some organ functions had been restored. For instance, they found evidence of electrical activity in the heart, which retained the ability to contract. So Sestan stated that they were able to restore circulation throughout the body, which amazed them. Yeah, that would amaze me too. A pig that was dead for like an hour, and then all of a sudden they brought it back to life. That's pretty good. So these researchers stress that additional studies are necessary to understand the apparent restored motor functions in the animals, and that rigorous ethical review from other scientists and bioethicists is required. Their experimental protocols from the latest studies were approved by Yale's Institution Animal Care and Use Committee and guided by the External Advisory and Ethics Committee. Just in case if anybody has any, comments about the treatment of animals. It says here the organ X technology could eventually have several potential applications. I bet it could. For instance, it could extend the life of organs in human patients, and expand the availability of donors' organs for transplant. I can see that happening. And it might also be able to help treat organs or tissues damaged by ischemia. There we go. During heart attacks or strokes. Yeah, I can see that being very beneficial. There are numerous potential applications of this exciting new technology, stated Stephen, director of the Yale Interdisciplinary Center of Bioethics. All right. However, we need to maintain careful oversight of all the future studies, particularly any that include perfusion of the brain. Now, see, that would be beneficial. They use that serum to go in there and repair brain damage, especially if they're suffering from ischemia. There we go. It would go in there and repair those arteries that cause the stroke. Man. So let me know, guys. What do you think? And leave a comment and subscribe and press the like button.